evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final wildcard game for the 1963 Sack to the Future season. Let's go ahead and get the uniform set. As you saw there, the Packers are a 9-point favorite. Easy setup for this game. This is going to be a simulation, although my name is no longer on the Cardinals. At least not for now. It is a Vinny Vincent versus Vinny Vincent game. So I get to sit back and watch. After this game is over, I'll have one team left. I entered the playoffs with 3. I lost in comeback fashion last night to the Oakland Raiders with the Baltimore Colts. Now, the 11-5 Green Bay Packers are on a bit of a winning streak, 6 games in a row, and have really turned it up. Taking on the 10-5-1 St. Louis Cardinals, who are also on a bit of a win streak, although they did lose to Boston, so I think they've won 2 officially in a row. They did destroy Miami and then Seattle to finish the season and win the division, make their first official Sack to the Future playoff run and first playoff appearance since 1948. Now, in real life, the streak actually went from 48 to 60 or 74. There's a look at the wild card. Now, the Green Bay Packers win, they go to Chicago. St. Louis Cardinals win, they go to New York Giants. I'm not sure which one I'd rather have. Obviously, I think I have a better chance to win it all with Green Bay, although it's going to be tough no matter what, because either way, I'm probably going to have to go through Green Bay, Chicago, New York, and then a tough opponent in the AFC, Cleveland, San Diego, Boston, or Oakland. So it's not going to be easy, but we're going to do the best we can. All right, let's get this Super Sim set up. All right, and we are going to be underway now as Jerry Kramer puts a boot under it, and it's taken by Guilford. They went and signed some people, didn't they? I don't recognize that name. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh well, if they do win for some reason. Just take it off. Here's a look at Charlie Johnson. 20 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, just over 3,000 yards. I pulled him early in the game against Seattle. Didn't I? No, he got hurt. That's right, he got hurt. I pulled Starr in the Packer game. First play is a play-action fake. Charlie Johnson's going to scramble out to the right. He's going to throw and hit. Oh, incomplete. Thornton cannot hold on as he's hit, and the ball falls incomplete out of bounds. Bob DeMarco, Ed Cook, Ken Gray, Irv Good, and Ernie McMillan, the offensive line. Bill Triplett, Joe Childress, Sonny Randall, Jackie Smith, and Bobby Joe Conrad are your respects receivers. Now, I run 4 backs. Hey, Stonewall, welcome to Sack to the Future. We're in the middle of a snowstorm here, so I'm trying to get the game early so I can get to bed because I've got to get up early. And Triplett with a nice run, nice move. He's got the first down. Got to get up about 3:30 in the morning to snow blow. Get my wife out. I just finished snow blowing actually about 5 minutes ago. It has slacked off, so hopefully we won't get too much more. Triplett with a good first down run up to the 40-yard line. Anyway, Bill Triplett, John David Crow, Prentice Gott, and Thornton. Crow takes this handoff, so they are going to use a variety of backs, but he loses a yard as he runs smack into Ray Nitschke. Nitschke, the future Hall of Famer. Had a pick 6 2 weeks ago against Atlanta of 100 yards. Johnson hands it off to John David Crow. Crow gets by Bill Forrester, but then it runs smack into, I can't see the number, Ray Nitschke again. Nitschke with a second tackle.
Here we go now. 3-19.
It's 3rd down and 13. Johnson back to pass. Johnson throws over the middle. It's caught by Jackie Smith. First down, and there's an injury. The Cardinals were besieged by injury in the 3rd week, and the Cardinals will be without an offensive lineman. They did lose Billy Gambrell and Charlie Johnson for the rest of that Week 17 game. The Packers lose Jim Taylor for the rest of the season. No matter how far they go, his season's done. Got surround sound hooked up tonight. Don't want to turn up too loud because the family's sleeping, but... Sounded nice. The tackling noises all around me. Second down and 8. Johnson gives it to Crow. Fumble! It is recovered by the big offensive lineman. And the Cardinals maintain possession. Will be 3rd down and 7. After this, we move into the divisional rounds. We already know a couple of the matchups. Oakland Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. It'll be a Terrors versus Terrors game. The Boston Patriots traveling to San Diego Chargers in a rematch of the real-life 1963 AFL title game. Johnson throws over the middle. Jackie Smith again, all by himself. Gets another huge gain down to the 12. It'll be 1st and 10. The Cardinals have got something going on this vaunted Packer defense. And then in the NFC, this game decides where the Minnesota Vikings go. If the Packers win, the Packers go to Chicago and Minnesota to New York. Oh, we got an interception by Houston Texans. Oh, there's a flag. Of course there's a flag. New England's losing, so the flags are going to start flying. The Green Bay defense, Henry Jordan, Willie Davis, Lionel Aldred, and Willie Wood is up there with him. Ray Nitschke, Bill Forrester, Dan Curry, Hank Greminger, Herb Adderley, Jesse Wittenden, and number 83 in there. What? I didn't push any buttons. What the hell? This controller is tricky, but yet last night when I was playing against Terrors, I couldn't get my buttons to work 100% perfectly. There was a slight lag. Screwed up a punt because of it. Anyway, 2nd down and 7. Johnson pitches out the Triplet. Triplet into a hand fight with Weddington, and there's another injury, and this time it looks like it's Bill Triplet. As Jesse Wittenden gets the tackle, it makes it a 3rd down and 12. Meanwhile, the Patriots maintain possession because they're losing, so the referees are going to be in their pocket. Charlie Johnson scrambles out. He's going to the right. He's given chase, and he is sacked by Henry Jordan. I didn't see what the penalty was, but it was probably somebody didn't suck off Brady hard enough. 4th down and 17. And on will come Jim Backen, who led the league in field goals, although he's not listed there. He's not listed. It's one of those deals where EA Sport. I think he led the league. Or, he was in the top 3. I know that. This will be a 37-yard attempt for Backen. He should be able to hit this. Even though I'm pulling for the Packers because I think I have a better chance of them, I want a good close game. Oh, was it? Clearly defensive holding by the guy that got the pick. Well, I missed the replay. But anyway, the field goal is good, and the Cardinals have taken a 3-0 lead. And there's a look at Bart Starr, who only threw 2 passes, and before he took a seat, as the Packers ran the ball the rest of the game. Herb Adderley on the return. Adderley up to the 28. The Packers coming into this game with one of the best defenses in the league, definitely against the pass. Herb Adderley led the league in interceptions. Here's a look at Bart Starr, who 26 interceptions and only 15 touchdowns. But when it counted late in the season, he came on fire. Of course, my Google on my laptop keeps slowing down and stopping, so. Starr hands it off to Tom Moore. Tom Moore had 194 yards last week. Let's see if they show that. He had a run of 77 and a run of 66. Jim Ringo in his last season. Fuzzy Thurston, Jerry Kramer, Forrest Gregg, Bob Skoronski. Tom Moore, Elijah Pitts, Bowie Dowler, Ron Kramer, and Max McGee. Rumor has it that Jim Ringo has asked Vince Lombardi for a raise, and Vince Lombardi has decided he will trade him at the end of the season to Philadelphia, along with Earl Gross. Tom Moore takes the handoff. Moore makes one man miss, but he's going to be pushed back, and they're going to give him 3 on the carry. The Cardinal defense, Don Owens back from injury, Joe Robb, Don Brum, Dale Minert, Garland Boyette, Larry Stallings, Bill Coleman, who came back from injury last week, the Hall of Famer Larry Wilson, Jerry Stovall, Jimmy Hill, and Pat Fisher. Pat Fisher's had an outstanding season, so has Larry Wilson. Jimmy Hill makes the tackle on that last play. Starr hands it off to Lou Carpenter, and Carpenter drags his way up to the 39. He's going to be close to the first down. They are going to give it to him, 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers, as Simak, the former Packer, makes the tackle. I don't know why I'm watching all the replays. On 1st and 10 now from the 39, Starr taking his time. In no rush, playing Vinny ball. Even though they're losing, they're confident. Tom Moore, he's bent in the backfield and dropped. No gain. That is going to be Joe Robb on the tackle. That Cardinal defensive line has sure been a much bigger surprise than I expected. I really thought the Cardinals would be my weakest team this year. They started out that way. I even benched Charlie Johnson against the Cowboys, I think. Tom Moore, he's going to pick up 2. He's got 4 carries, 8 yards. Nothing like last week. But the Cardinals came on. And although they ended up having some hard losses, like the Boston Patriots, tied the 49ers, they were able to get the wins where they were supposed to. They survived the early part of the season. 7 straight games against humans. It's tough being in a division with 2 other humans. Starr looks to throw. He got Max McGee. It's going to be... no, they're going to say he dropped it. Oh, incomplete. 4th down, and the Packers will have to punt. Pat Fisher playing hard defense on the Packer receivers. The Packers in 64 will get back Paul Hornung. He's still got a little bit left in the tank, too. Jim Taylor will be healthy after his 2nd straight season of having a season-ending injury. And meanwhile, Jerry Norton will punt. Ball's taken by Gambrell on the 16. He gets up to the 14. He lost 2 yards on the return. Maybe I read it wrong where he caught it. Anyway, here comes Charlie Johnson back out for the Cardinal offense. It did look like Triplett was back in the game. You see the Texans have the ball now. They survived the Patriots' first drive. John David Crow up the middle. He's going to pick up 2. Now he's got 4 rushes for -1 yards. That Packer defense against the run is tough. Dale Hanner on the tackle. As far as prepping for 64, we're almost done the 1 o'clock games. We've got 1 more televised 1 o'clock game to finish dressing. Half the Texans to do. And actually, I think there's half the Rams have got to be done as well. And the 1 o'clock games will be ready. Yeah, it's looking good for 64. We should be able to start it right after 63 is done because there's several games that are already ready. Charlie Johnson looks to scramble. Oh my goodness. Willie Davis just put his shoulder into Johnson, gets the sack, and it will be 4th down. If I was controlling St. Louis, I would not punt this ball until the end of the quarter. There was no way you could get me to punt this thing. I would wait 7 seconds. The Packers looking like they're going to rush. They got one guy playing all kinds of games. And that was a good call. So after 1 here in Green Bay, or St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals lead the Green Bay Packers 3-0. Now a little bonus for you in Sack to the Future 64. The St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Chargers are actually in the cities we're claiming they're in. We moved them back to where they belong before we started the editing. The only team we couldn't... oh, it's almost blocked. That ball looked like it went in slow motion, but Stovall gets a nice punt off before Adderley or Wood calls for the fair catch. I thought it was going to be blocked. We have not yet moved the Titans back to Houston because of a uniform issue. When we move them to Houston, they can become the Oilers, but they only get 1 set of uniforms. And we could not move the Colts for some reason, even though we can move the Ravens and are planning on moving the Ravens and Texans out of their cities. We cannot then move a team back to Baltimore. If we could, I would definitely get the Colts back to Baltimore. Tom Moore takes the handoff, goes up the middle, picks up several yards. And I see the Texans just punted back to the Patriots. 2nd down and 4. A couple eliminations in the NFL this weekend. The New York Giants, the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons joined the Cincinnati Bengals. 4 teams done in 2019. There's a couple others that are hanging on by virtue of a almost impossible scenario tiebreaker. Starr back to Pat. Oh, he hands off to Tom Moore. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that one. If the Houston Texans can beat the New England Patriots tonight, New England will fall into second place in the AFC, and that's a much better position as far as I'm concerned. But then, of course, next week I'll be rooting for Baltimore, or for Baltimore to lose. I mean, so it is what it is. Starr hands it off to Moore. Moore up the middle. He breaks the tackle, and he's going to get up to the 43. Into St. Louis territory, a pickup of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. The Buffalo Bills, rest of 2019, it doesn't get any easier. They've got the next 3 weeks against teams who are in the playoff hunt. The Baltimore Ravens at home, the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road, the New England Patriots on the road, and then home for the New York Jets. So if they're going to make the playoffs, luckily, there's a flag down. Luckily for the Bills, the other teams in the AFC are really falling off. Right now, the Steelers hold the 6th seed. They're 2 games behind Buffalo. The Titans also are right there at 7-5, but they are 3 games behind Buffalo because the Bills have a head-to-head tiebreaker. And then after that, it's teams like the Colts are 6-6, and so Buffalo, I think they've got to win 1, maybe 2 of those last 3, and they'll be in. Ron Kramer goes in motion. Starr hands the ball off. Starr, look at he throws. He's got time. He throws over the middle. A diving catch by Max McGee down to the 12-yard line. Now, of course, the Atlanta Falcons limited. Every year I make an official Super Bowl pick. There's Kansas City to beat New Orleans. However, as always, I root for Buffalo and Atlanta. I will always root for Buffalo and Atlanta. Atlanta's gone. Who do I root for after that? Phantom, this will dismay you, the Green Bay Packers. They've usually been my go-to team when the Bills or Falcons are eliminated. So in the AFC, it'd be the Ravens. Ironically, my kids, that's each their second favorite teams, the Packers and Ravens. So, it's not hard for me to root for them now. But growing up, the reasons being, I always kind of wished I was a Packer fan because they actually won. But I respect the hell out of them, and I know as a Bears fan you hate them. So that's cool. That's understandable. Sam Silas makes the sack on Starr to be 3rd down and 7. But I never made that move. I always stayed loyal to the Bills and Falcons. So the Packers are kind of like a de facto 3rd favorite. As far as Baltimore goes, the story behind that, why I root for the Ravens if the Bills go down, it's simple. I believe in a previous life I was a Baltimore Colt fan. Oh yes, I'm Darth Vinny, all right. I have a dark side. I was a Baltimore Colt fan in a previous life. I was only 5 years old when they moved, so I don't remember them actually playing there. But when I first got into football and did all the research, I just fell in love with Johnny Unitas, and therefore I've never really been able to root for the Indianapolis Colts unless in situational. I like the Frank Reich's there now as their head coach, but when the Browns moved to Baltimore in '96 and the Ravens came back in the league, I sort of had a soft place in my heart for them. I rooted for them in their Super Bowls, and with Buffalo not being so good, when there was rumors that John Bon Jovi might buy the Bills and move them to Toronto, I was getting ready to start buying some Baltimore merch, but luckily it didn't happen. So, and I know I get a lot of shit. People talk a lot of shit about me. Oh, you have 32 teams you root for. No, I clearly hate. There is hatred in my heart for teams. I respect teams like the Houston Texans, like the Oakland Raiders, Denver Broncos, teams I can root for if I have to, the Cardinals, but there are my 2 teams and Buffalo is head and shoulders #1. They're the team I wear all the gear for, and I have Falcons gear that I break out rarely, but I have it. Meanwhile, the Packers are lining up for what will be a 26-yard field goal for Jerry Kramer, and Jerry Kramer puts it through, and the game is tied at 3. So with 4:22, after I got off on that tangent about how I do my rooting, it is 3-3. The kickoff is short. It's taken by Gambrell at the 8. Gambrell is out past the 30 up to the 34 before he's brought down. So the Buffalo Bills are finally getting a primetime game, as the Bills-Steelers game for Week 15 was flexed into primetime. The Bills, their little Thanksgiving Day victory kind of caught the attention. The Vikings and Chargers game was moved out of primetime, as the Chargers are just an absolute dumpster fire. I've got a cat trying to climb on top of the PlayStation. There we go. That could have been disastrous. Johnson throws on the run. He's caught out of bounds. They're going to say, yes, it was a good catch. Clean. 2nd down and 3. You see the Patriots have the ball, and Robinson knew the Trader just caught a pass. Johnson on the scramble. He throws. It's caught by Gambrell. It's going to be a 1st down. What a catch in tight coverage. Oh, there goes Sony Michel, the former Georgia. Nope, that's White. James White with a huge run. Yeah, this is where New England starts to take over. Johnson throw. Intercepted. Intercepted by Willie Wood, and he could go all the way. 60-some-odd yards. Willie Wood puts the Packers out in front. I will show the schedule. That's a good idea, Phantom. Willie Wood picks it off and goes to the house. It's Charles Johnson. Let's see where Wood intercepted this pass. Looks like it's down on the 25 or so. 75-yard pick 6 for Wood. Willie Wood. Where did he catch it? About the 20. About the 27. So 73 yards to the house. Jerry Kramer will add the extra point, and the crowd here in St. Louis Memorial Stadium is silenced as the Packers have taken a 10-3 lead on the strength of that defense, which is one of the best in the league. The Packers are already making Charlie Johnson see ghosts. Thornton on the return. He tried to make a move. It didn't pay off for him. A 22-yard return, but he was tackled by the first man through. Number 1 in yards allowed, as in least amount of yards allowed. I know they held Atlanta to like -10 for the whole game. I had some clunkers. The Detroit, the 2 Chicago games. The Packers did lose 5 games, so 11-5. They lost both to Chicago. They lost 1 to Detroit, 1 to Minnesota, and 1 to, I believe, the Houston Texans. 1st and 15. Johnson completes it out to number 23, Bob Paramore, another running back. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Over under set on 1-8 next week. 18? What do you mean 18? 18 yards? That's kind of impossible. 18 points. 3rd down and 9. Johnson in the shotgun. In the San Francisco shotgun. He's gonna he fakes the run. He throws, it's complete, but it'll be short of the 1st down. Points. Oh, total points? I don't think that's really low. Maybe if you went with an over-under of 38, Vegas might take that bet, but a timeout is called. No, it was the 2-minute warning. It's 10-3 and St. Louis is punting. Of course, you're counting the Cardinals out. Norton with a punt. It's fair caught at the 15 by Willie Wood, one of the most athletic Packers on the field. Willie Wood, of course, had 11 interceptions this season in the regular season. I think I credited it to Adderley. I'm not sure. So either one of them. One of them had 11. I think it was Wood. It was Adderley. I don't know. They're both Hall of Famers. Starr Steps up. There's a flag down. He throws it out to Tom Moore, who drops it. And let's see what the flag is on. I bet it's going to be offensive holding. Bob Skoronski called for the hold. There's no way he'd have that beard in Lombardi's offense, by the way. First down and 17. Where the hell did the holding penalty occur? 3 yards downfield. Starr looking to throw. He's going to get hit. Oh, he ducks. He dumps it off to Tom Moore, and he's going to pick up 4. I thought that was going to be a safety. Bart Starr ducked under, trying to make look like he's Deshaun Watson earlier in the game. Look at, oh no, they're going to show it after the fact, so we'll skip it. Second down and 14. Unbelievable. Starr had that kind of athleticism. Starr back to pass on 2nd and 14. He throws. It's caught on the run by Boyd Dowler. And Dowler's up past the 35 to the 37-yard line, a gain of 26. And Green Bay will call timeout here with a minute to go before the half. And I will let the halftime play as I am out of water and getting very parched. Boyd Dowler with a 26-yard reception. Starr in the shotgun. Stovall made that tackle. Starr's back to pass. The rush is on. He throws it out to the sideline. Jerry Kramer is going to catch it for a 2-yard gain and immediately gets out of bounds. Stops the clock. 4 seconds. 2 yards every 4 seconds. Probably not the best. Did I say Jerry Kramer? I meant Ron Kramer. We know it wasn't Cosmo Kramer. 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 8. Starr's under center. He's back to pass. He's going to scramble. He throws on the run. It's caught by Max McGee. And we got a flag down. McGee is all the way down to the face mask. He was down to the 39. So Jerry Stovall called for a face mask. It's going to put the ball down on the Cardinals 16, and the Packers are in business, and that stops the clock. Starr looking to throw. He's got some time. He throws to the end zone. McGee cannot hold on. I'll tell you what, this may be an unpopular opinion, but this game again showing it. If your team's got a good defense against the Patriots, Tom Brady looks like he's 42 at times. Starr back to pass. He's going to step up and step away from the run. He's going to take off running. He's got the first down, a fumble. He gets his own fumble back. He somehow manages to, again, look like Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson. Bart Starr's got some game today. He came out to play. Now, in real life in '63, the Bears and Giants met for the NFL title. So if we're going to have an NFL title match at 2, that'll be something. They'd have to get through the Vikings and Packers, though. Starr standing in the pocket, just takes too long, and the Cardinals called him. They want a chance to get the ball back. That's actually not very smart, in my opinion, because it gives the Packers a chance to regroup after that play where Bart Starr seemed to forget that he was playing football and thought he was out watching the kids play. And the Packers will line up for a field goal of 33 yards. And Barkowski with the hold. Kramer with a kick. It's good. And the Packers now lead 13-3. And the fans here in St. Louis are not liking this. The Cardinals have been in town for 4 years now. This is their first playoff appearance, as I said, since 1948. It's been 15 years. Gambrell on the return. Going to have to try, going forward from this, try and remember. So thankfully, they're going to call Houston. Just got a touchdown. The ball's on the ground, though. I think they're going to have to look at that. Thankfully, Terrors writes this stuff down. Will Fuller, he pulls it in, he secures it too. No, it's not secure. Nope. John David Crow runs the ball up. No, he never secured that. That's incomplete. 2nd down and 5 after the Crow run. Johnson back to pass. The future Denver Bronco throws to Bobby Joe Conrad. Gets the catch, and they use their final timeout with 15 seconds to go. Hey, Phantom, I know Mickey Slaughter's looked good for you times, but are you excited about Charlie Johnson coming to Denver in a couple years, the end of the decade? Meanwhile, the Cardinals, it's a 3rd and 1, 15 seconds to go. They are 64 yards away from the end zone and trail by 10. Johnson fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw. He steps up. He throws on the run. He's got his almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. It'll be 4th down. So all that timeout called by the Cardinals just delayed the inevitable and made the first half go over 30 minutes. And I am really, really thirsty. Stovall gets the kick away. It's a high kick. It's taken by Wood at the 15. He'll be tackled. 2 more seconds to go before half. The Patriots coming away with a 38-3 shellacking earlier on Sunday against the Denver Broncos. The Raiders come back down 14.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Over! Detroit!
Okay, so that whole time, through the whole third quarter, every brilliant thing I said was not being aired because my daughter came into the room right before halftime, and I shut my mic off. I've been back since halfway through the halftime show, talking about how the Patriots are losing. Went on a whole rant about whether it should be bullshit, something. Bart Starr back to pass, throwing it on his run behind him. I talked about the incomplete pass. I talked about that modern-day player R. Davis for the Cardinals showing up on the field and how the trade-off, how when he made that big catch, that you take your name off, you profile off the team so you make sure the uniforms look right, and they sign somebody, at least one. 4th and 9. At least they didn't miss any scoring. Norton gets the punt away. It's a high, long punt. Taken at the 38 by Gambrell. Gambrell's going to get up past the 50. And with 2:26 to go in the third, trailing by 10. There is a look at Bobby Joe Conrad. I talked about that. I talked about how him and John David Kroll, the names wide open for the Patriots, but the flag is down. Anyway, Johnson throws. It's caught. Caught by Jackie Smith. That's his third reception. We'll just credit that long R. Davis catch to Jackie Smith too. Offensive pass interference called on the Patriots. Holy cow. Julian Edelman just got absolutely blown up, and they called him for pass interference. Good. Patriots deserve it. Any negative calls that shouldn't be called against the Patriots, but they still do, good. I applaud them. 3rd down and 6, meanwhile. Johnson throws it over the middle. It's caught by Gambrell, but he'll only pick up 5. It'll be 4th down and 2. That's Gambrell's second reception. He came back from injury after last week. And on to punt is Norton, whose last punt was a coffin corner that went out at the 4. This one is another similar punt headed toward the sideline, and they're going to mark it out. The 6. Another beautiful punt for Jerry Stovall. The one bright spot for the Cardinals offense today. On the first drive, they got a field goal and haven't amounted to nothing since. Tom Moore gets the handoff. He makes a man miss, and he's up to the 14. Picking up 8 on the first carry. He's got 51 yards, trying to duplicate his game from last week. And another flag thrown on the Patriots. He's going to be holding on White. I love it. The Patriots aren't getting the calls. Moore gets the first down. He's going to be up to the 19. Of course, knowing our luck, the Patriots will come back in the 4th quarter and get all the calls and have a miraculous 4th quarter comeback and blah, 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 blah. Fork the Patriots. The Packers, 19 rushes, 11 passes. This will end the 3rd quarter. Yes, at the end of the 3, the Packers lead the Cardinals 13-3. Where the hell? How come nobody can ever cover Julian Edelman? Now, I have seen him get more wide open than I ever saw Wes Welker or Troy Brown, some of the same guys that played that same position, that slot receiver. Just, what the hell? Star hands off to Moore. He's going to lose 1. He'll be 2nd down and 11. Minert on the tackle. 2nd down and 11. Star back to pass from shotgun. He's got a good pocket. He throws. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Jimmy Hill, and Jimmy Hill takes it back. Pick 6 for the Cardinals, and now we have had 2 pick 6s in this game, accounting for the only touchdowns so far. And the Cardinals are right back in this game as Bart Starr, who's had the interception problem all season long, throws it right to Jimmy Hill. And the extra point is good, and the Packers' lead is now 13-10. So do not count the Cardinals out yet. This time taken by Adderley at the 4. Adderley's up to the 32. What a stretch for the Baltimore Ravens. Beating the Seahawks, Patriots, 49ers, and Rams. And Texans this year. Starr hands off to Moore. That's why I'm hoping but not expecting Bills to come out and play good. The 49ers had a good game plan. Especially the fact that they were all the way across the east. Second down and 10 now for the Packers. Minert on that last tackle. Tom Moore tripped up and tackled. So you can't get this Patriots-Texans game over quick enough, though. It doesn't matter what lead you have when you're talking Tom Brady. Third down and 9. Same with this game. Packers went from a 10-point lead, and all of a sudden, one play later, it's a 3-point lead. It's past Luke Carpenter. Carpenter's only going to pick up about 5. It'll be 4th down and 3. Norton's on the punt. High punt. So I was watching Brady throw under pressure and incomplete. First down and 10 now. Charlie Johnson comes out with the Cardinals trailing the Packers by 3. 5:56 to go in the game. They're going to start on their own 14. They are 86 yards away, but a field goal will tie it. Johnson standing in the pocket. He throws. It's caught. No, incomplete. Ray Nitschke put a hit on that separated the receiver from the ball. Triplett was the receiver intended. Second down now. Johnson back to pass. He starts on the run. He throws it back across his body. Throw to that modern player, Davis. He really looks out of place. Patriots score a touchdown now, so everything's going bad. Modern players catching passes in our game. Patriots scoring a touchdown before the end of the third quarter. Just nobody covered James White out of the backfield. Johnson looking to throw. This one's caught by Jackie Smith. Smith ahead, picks up the first down, 5-yard pickup. He's over 50 for the game. Time is ticking down to 5:05 now. Patriots are going for 2. Greedy some bitches. Johnson back to pass. Fumble. It is picked up by McMillan, Ernie McMillan, and he is going to be tackled all the way back to the 8. Disastrous 18-yard loss. Let's see if we can't catch who made the hit. It was Willie Davis again with the shoulder tackle, same sack he had earlier. Clean tackle. Sack, fumble. 2nd and 27 for Johnson now. Got to be frustrating for you, Phantom, watching the Cardinals not be able to do anything offensively. There's a catch by Triplett. He's up to the 32, a pickup of 24. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Highlighting Perriman out on the right. And an early movement by the Cardinals. False start. So clearly in the NFC is going with defense while the AFC picking up the offense. So after the penalty on the Patriots, they end up lining up for an extra point instead of a 2-point, and they miss it. It's 21-9. Serves them right. Johnson throws. It hits the offensive lineman and falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and 9. Stovall will get the punt off. Long punt. Taken at the 20. Wood coming out. He's up to 32. 3:47 to go in the game. The Packers have the ball. The Cardinals have 3 timeouts. The Packers lead by 3. Starr going to give it to Tom Moore. Moore out. Oh, nice move. Moore for the first down. Nice move by Tom Moore. He picks up 13 on the carry. It'll be 1st and 10. Stovall made the tackle. Packers with 84 total rushing yards in the game. Star hands it out to Moore. Big hole. Moore, another first down. He stiff arms Larry Wilson. Larry Wilson up to the 41 of the Cardinals. A pickup of 15 yards on that play. As all of a sudden that Packer offensive line is starting to dominate. Using up all the time of the play clock. I like that. There's another handoff to Moore. This time Moore is going to be driven backwards. And oh no. Oh no, Tom Moore is hurt. Oh no. That's not good. Well, he's up. He's on his feet. He's got his helmet on. That's good. Packers can't afford another injury. Elijah Pitts will come in to replace him. Star back to pass. Why are they throwing it now? 2nd and 8. It's caught by... No, incomplete. Why are they doing that? Run the ball. Take it down to the 2-minute warning. Come on, use your heads. Now Star going into the shotgun. Star throwing on the run. Kramer down to the 10. A pickup of 29. You sure you want him to throw it? 321 yards rushing. They're 21st, and that is the 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes to go from the 10, the Packers lead 13-10. The Cardinals have got to try and hold them to a field goal. Will we have our first offensive touchdown in the game? Starting a shotgun again, getting greedy, trying to run the clock out. Of course, Cardinals use their timeouts. Throwing, it's tipped up and incomplete. Almost caught on the rebound by Earl Gross. Second down and 10, a minute 56 to go in the game. All of a sudden this throwing is not running the clock. There we go. A handoff to Elijah Pitts. He picks up 3. The Cardinals run the call their timeout. I think the Packers are just assuming they're going to call their timeouts anyway, so the clock will stop. But still, force them to use their timeouts. Don't voluntarily stop the clock for them. 3rd down and 7. Star gives it to Carpenter. Carpenter all the way down to the 2. The Cardinals will burn a timeout. But by throwing it on 1st down, they left him in the game. They left the timeout on the field, and Jerry Kramer set up for a 19-yard field goal. And the kick is up and good, so the Packers lead 16-10. Yes, they do. With a minute 46 to go, the Cardinals need a touchdown. A touchdown, extra point will win it. Sets up for a great, fantastic finish. Guilford from the 5. He brings it out to the 28, 23-yard return. There he is, Charlie Johnson coming on. He's got 72 yards to pick up in a minute 43 with 1 timeout. So these Cards need a hero in the private chat. 1st and 10. Johnson throws. Is caught by Jackie Smith. It's going to be a pickup of 4 and the clock running. Guard scrambling to get back into position. Johnson fakes the handoff. Nobody believes you're going to hand it off. Throws. Oh my God. Oh my God. Billy Gambrell, 68 yards. Got behind the Packer defense and he scores. 2 plays, 72 yards. A 68-yard touchdown pass from Charlie Johnson to Billy Gambrell. The 2 men that got hurt in week 17 and missed the end of the game just floated it up over. Wittenden was on the coverage, and Billy Gambrell goes to the house, but they leave the Packers with a minute 23 and all 3 of their timeouts. Unbelievable. Perfect picture, perfect pass. And the extra point is good. It is 17-16 with 1:22 to go. Now Bart Starr has been in this position before. Dowler brings it out. He's to the 25. He's going to make a move, and at the 29, this is where the Packers' time management after the Tom Moore injury was baffling. And just not very smart. First down and 10. They are 71 yards away, but they don't need a touchdown. They just need a field goal. Starr back to pass. He pump fakes. He's looking. He's got time. He's got time. He's got time. He throws it out of bounds. Coverage. Great coverage there by the Cardinals. It will be second down with 1:12 to go. So will I be going back to the Cardinals to head to New York, or will I be taking the Packers to Chicago? Be my last team left. Starr, look at, he steps up. Oh, there's going to be a holding flag. He hits Elijah Pitts on the run, and Pitts is going to pick up 11, but they're going to stop the clock and call this back. There will be a holding call on the Packers. Yep.
Holding offense.
Jim Ringo, again, in what could be his last game as a Packer. He could have just ended his Packer career with that holding call. Second and 20 now from the 19, 81 yards away. Starr throws into coverage, looking for Earl Gross, another Packer who could be playing his last game. Got news for you guys. Sonny Jurgensen's not going to be in Philadelphia. You're going to have Norm Snead. Third down and 20. Starr back to pass. He throws. Caught by McGee. Sorry, McGee on the run. And the Packers use a timeout. So it'll be 4th and 11 from the 28-yard line. A 9-yard pickup from Starr to McGee. They need 11 this time on 4th down or it's over. Starr fakes it. Oh, look at that block pickup. Tipped up in the air. Incomplete. That running back made 2 block blitz pickups to keep Starr alive, but he could not find McGee, and the Cardinals take over with 52 seconds left. I think McGee was hit. Pat Fisher hit him early. Let's see. Yep, Pat Fisher's got his shoulder into McGee's legs early. Pass interference is not called. Now the Packers can stop it twice, so what they need a miracle. But what they need is to stop them on the run twice, and then have St. Louis stupidly throw a pass. Prentice got up the middle. Now I sound like a Pats fan, dude. There was slow motion footage that showed Fisher hitting McGee before the pass hit him. There's the first timeout. Cardinals leading by 1. 48 seconds to go. Hey, man, I go on no matter what. Yeah, I think I have a better chance than the Packers, but I brought both these teams to playoffs, so he was drunk. There's a run to Gott, and he is tackled. Okay, so here's the scenario. If the Cardinals throw it and incomplete, the Packers get the ball back. If the Cardinals are smart, as I would be, and run the ball right down, take the delay of game penalty, and then kick the field goal, they can end the game. Because this run will take... Oh, they are going to kneel it. Okay. So now there is a 2-second difference. So you don't need the delay of game now. Just snap the ball on 4th down. And they are going to line up for what would be... And this makes a lot of sense. This will be the last play. The Packers need to block it. They don't. It's up. And it's through. And the final score will be Green Bay 20. St. Louis 20, Green Bay 16. So I have to go back to my St. Louis profile and take control of the Cardinals again and cut all the players they signed. At least the one. Your final four in the NFC are the Green Bay Packers. No, The St. Louis Cardinals and New York Giants. Oh, 1 second. Can we get a kick return? I thought that field goal only took 1 second. Lou Carpenter breaks it. No, he doesn't. So now it's official. The Minnesota Vikings go to the Chicago Bears. The St. Louis Cardinals go to the New York Giants. It'll be Oakland at Cleveland and Boston at San Diego. That's your Elite Eight. That's your final teams left for the chance to win. There are 2 computer-controlled teams left. They are both showcase teams. Before I head to bed, I will go take my profile off the Chargers and off the Vikings and put it back on the Cardinals. And before I end this broadcast, though, I will give you, I can't believe that, though, the Packers, I don't understand their game clock management. That's what cost them. When Tom Moore got hurt, of course the Moore injury doesn't matter now, but when Moore got hurt, now the Cardinals are without an offensive lineman as they head to New York, but they beat New York once. Although it was John being John, yeah, it is very poor coaching. And obviously, you can tell there's the difference between the computer and myself. Both teams had a pick 6. All right, let's finish this. None of the upgrades, if there are anything, matter because the season is done for this profile and the Packers. And next time I control the Packers, it'll be with X Factors on. Okay. Let's just see what the Moore injury was for shits and giggles. Ah, he would have been out for the season too, so it would have been the Elijah Pitts show the rest of the year. Ridiculous. Okay. Here we go. So, the Saturday games. Boston and San Diego is first. St. Louis at New York is second. I'll have to get a hold of John to see when we want to do that. And then Sunday, Oakland at Cleveland and Minnesota at Chicago. So, fandom, if you're going to get on to do this Boston, San Diego, give me about 5 minutes to go take care of that profile. And let me end this broadcast real quick. Thanks for joining us on Sack to the Future. I go forward with 1 team left. John has 1 team left. At the end of the divisional, one of us will be done. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent. God bless America.